Imagine this scene. It's 3 in the morning. Your room is pitch dark except for the cold blue glow of your monitor lighting up your tired face. Your fingers are flying across the keyboard, eyes locked on the screen. In the game, you're a legend. You control everything. Every move, every strategy, every victory belongs to you. Time disappears. You don't feel hunger anymore. You don't feel exhaustion. You don't feel anything that's happening outside the walls of your room. Your phone vibrates on the desk with messages from friends or family, but you don't even glance at it. You know you should be sleeping. You know you have important stuff tomorrow, but you keep going. One more round, one more mission, one more level, because in that virtual world, you finally feel alive, powerful, in control. When you finally close the game, a heavy silence settles on your chest, an emptiness that doesn't compare to anything else, a fatigue that doesn't come from your body, but from deep in your soul. And yet, tomorrow night, you'll do the exact same thing. People around you have a simple, convenient explanation for this. They say you're addicted to gaming, that you're escaping reality because you're lazy, immature, or have no willpower, that you should put the computer down, go outside, talk to real people, and live life the way you're supposed to. It sounds logical. It sounds like something everyone agrees with. It seems like the fix is just to stop. But it's not true, not even close. Today, we're going to completely shatter this illusion. We're diving deep, really deep, into the psychology of people who spend hours, sometimes entire nights, gaming on their PC. Not to judge them, not to criticize them, but to truly understand them, maybe for the first time ever. You're going to discover 6 hidden traits that explain why you or someone very close to you does this. And by the end of this video, you'll look at this habit with completely different eyes. You'll see not a shameful weakness, but a smart survival strategy. You'll start understanding yourself in a whole new way. If you already see even a little of yourself in what I'm saying right now, if you feel that recognition hit you in the chest, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dives. Let's step together into this dark and honest world. The first thing you'll feel immediately is the desperate need for absolute control. In a real life that often feels completely chaotic, where relationships can change overnight, where the future is full of uncertainties you can't predict, gaming gives you something rare and precious: total control. Psychologists who have studied human behavior for decades tell us that our brain craves predictability when the world has taught us that nothing is certain. For you, the computer becomes that sacred space where the rules are clear and fixed, where every action has a result you can actually calculate. Picture how you feel the moment you load into the game. Everything instantly falls into order. You set the pace. You choose the strategy. You control your character's fate. There are no bosses humiliating you, no conversations that leave a knot in your stomach, no surprises hitting you from behind. You win or lose based only on your own decisions. It's a feeling of power that real life so often denies you. But when you exit the game, reality hits you again with full force. And so you return. You return because there, at least for a few hours, you feel like the master of your own destiny. At first, it looks like weakness, like you can't handle real life. But the twist is painfully profound. This need for control doesn't come from laziness or immaturity. It comes from an extremely sensitive soul that was hurt too early in life. You learned, maybe as early as childhood, that the real world can be cruel, unpredictable, and harsh. Gaming became your invisible armor. The cost you pay is heavy: chronic fatigue, lost nights, relationships that slowly fade away. Yet without this control, you would feel like you're truly falling apart. The desperate need for absolute control doesn't make you weak. It makes you a survivor who found the only place where outer chaos can't touch you. From this need for control naturally comes the second trait, strategic emotional distance. People who game a lot don't run away from people. They carefully calculate exactly how close they let anyone get. In games, you can join teams, talk to dozens of strangers, even form bonds that feel real. But everything stays controlled, surface level, low risk. When you close the app, you immediately return to your protected, safe world. Why do you do this? Because real life has taught you, often the hard way, that true emotional closeness comes with enormous risks. You've already felt someone you loved leave without any explanation. You've lived through moments where an honest conversation suddenly turned into judgment or rejection. Your brain created this distance as a smart protection mechanism. You're not cold or indifferent. You're strategic. You calculate the risk before letting anyone in deep. Remember that evening when a friend called to grab coffee and you quickly made up an excuse, even though you were free? You felt that immediate relief when you hung up and opened the game again. There, you can interact without risking being truly seen, without risking being hurt. It looks antisocial. It looks like you're rejecting life. But the truth is, this strategic distance helps you emotionally survive day after day. The cost is the loneliness that slowly builds up. Still, this distance doesn't make you incapable of connection. It makes you emotionally intelligent. You know exactly how much you can give without destroying yourself inside. And from this distance is born the third trait, perhaps the most surprising one: masked sensitivity. Yes, exactly. People who seem to live in front of their computer are often the most sensitive among us. They feel everything too intensely. A wrong look from a coworker, a casually said word, a small disappointment. It all hits them like a massive wave that takes their breath away. Gaming becomes the perfect screen that hides this sensitivity. There you can cry after a loss without anyone seeing. You can celebrate a big win without feeling exposed and vulnerable to the world. Think about those times when after a hard, stressful day, you immediately retreated into gaming. Not because you feel nothing, but because you feel too much. The screen allows you to experience intense emotions, but in complete safety, without anyone seeing your tears, the shake in your voice, or the pain in your eyes. At first, society says you're detached, that you have no emotions, that you're cold. But the reversal is profound and liberating. This masked sensitivity is actually your hidden gift. It's proof that you have an incredibly rich inner world, full of nuances most people never perceive. The cost is real. You feel drained after any longer real-life interaction. You need to withdraw to recover. Yet it's precisely this sensitivity that makes you special. You're not emotionless. You're simply intelligently protected. The fourth hidden trait is the shadow of a deep fear of failure and rejection. In real life, every step can bring painful failure. A project that collapses, a relationship that suddenly breaks, a conversation that ends in cold silence. Gaming offers you a space where failure is temporary and safe. You die in the game, but you respawn instantly. You lose a round, but you start over with no permanent consequences. There are no final judgments. Have you ever felt your heart pounding when someone in real life asks something important from you? How you fear you'll disappoint them? How you fear being rejected and left alone? Gaming completely removes this risk. There you can try 1,000 times without anyone judging you forever. It looks like you're running from responsibility, like you're avoiding maturity. But the truth is, this fear comes from an old, deep wound. You've been rejected too many times. You failed in front of the eyes of people you cared about, and that pain stayed imprinted in you. Gaming became the refuge where you can take risks without paying the real devastating price. The cost is that real life starts looking more and more terrifying as time goes on. Yet this shadow of fear doesn't make you a coward. It makes you someone who learned, in their own way, to protect their fragile heart at all costs. The fifth trait is the mind of a strategist. People who game heavily aren't just passionate players. They have a brain trained to see hidden patterns, anticipate moves many steps ahead, and solve complex problems in real time. This analytical mind carries over into daily life too, but in gaming, it shines freely without constraints. You calculate risks, you plan 10 steps ahead, you see solutions where others see only chaos. Remember how in a game you solve a difficult puzzle in seconds, but in real life you freeze on a simple conversation or everyday decision? You're not less intelligent, you're trained differently. Gaming constantly feeds this analytical part of your brain that doesn't always have space to express itself fully in the real world. It seems like you're living more in a virtual world, but the twist is that this strategist mind is actually a superpower. You have the ability to see things deeply, to anticipate, to find order in disorder. The cost? Sometimes you overanalyze and paralyze yourself in real life. Still, this trait makes you unique. You're not lost in games. You're a strategist who found a battlefield where your talent can be fully seen and used. And the final trait, the one that ties all of them together into one complete picture, is the avoidance of direct confrontation. You don't like talking face-to-face about problems. You don't like expressing how you feel when someone hurts you. You prefer to retreat into the game, where conflicts are resolved with a simple click. There you can leave a team without long, painful explanations. You can avoid drama completely. Why? Because direct confrontations have triggered too much pain in the past. You've seen how an honest discussion quickly turned into an argument or permanent rejection. You've learned from painful experiences that silence and withdrawal are safer for your soul. It looks like you're passive, like you're avoiding emotional responsibility, but the truth is this avoidance is a form of painful wisdom. You know not every battle is worth fighting. You know some wounds never heal if you keep reopening them. The cost? Relationships that slowly die out, without explosions, but with a dull ache. Yet this trait helps you maintain your inner peace in a world full of noise and unnecessary conflict. Now look at all six together. The desperate need for absolute control, strategic emotional distance, masked sensitivity, the shadow of deep fear of failure and rejection, the strategist's mind, avoidance of direct confrontation. These aren't separate flaws. They aren't random quirks. They are pieces of a single armor that you carefully built year after year to survive in a world that has sometimes been too harsh, too unpredictable, too cruel to you. You're not addicted. You're not lazy. You're not weird or immature. You are someone who found an intelligent, profound, and sometimes painful way to protect your sensitive soul. Gaming didn't steal you. It saved you in the moments when nothing else could. Next time someone asks you why you game so much, you'll know the real answer. It's not simple escapism. It's a map of your inner world. It's proof that you survived, and that, in your own unique way, you have already won. You are not broken. You are built differently, deeper, more strategic, more protected. And that, my friend, is the real power no one has ever shown you before.